Good evening, Alison Clark here from Alison Clark Numerology. Welcome to another week of chatting, numbers and energy and all of this amazing stuff. I have found myself this week wearing a lot more crystals. This is a lapis lazuli actually. And a beautiful friend, Casey from Crystals of Life, she made this for me. But yeah, I've noticed myself a lot and putting them in my bra and just carrying them around because the energy this week has been intense. It has been so intense. And I think that everybody that I've spoken to has felt that intensity. So let me know as you're joining me. Hey Sophie, how you going? Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Now remember that I'm doing this amazing new thing where if you share this post and make sure you've liked my page and followed and all that sort of stuff, but share it and then comment in here that you've shared and give me your date of birth and I can give you a little reading. And you'll also go in the draw to win a numerology consultation. So that'll be a little bit exciting. So, hey Jacqueline, how you going? So let's talk a little bit about this intense energy that's kind of been floating around this week. I feel like this has been one of the most intense weeks of the year for me. It's been full on. And I've had so many people have really big things happen in their life this week. It's not been soft, slow, steady, and that's in the positive and the negative. So depending on what's going on, I've had some people that have had some really crappy things happen, and I've had people that have had amazing things happen, and I've kind of been roller coaster riding through the two. So yeah, that's a little bit interesting. So we know that we're coming to the close of the month, okay? And so, of course, that means the energy of this month is starting to ramp up. So the 9, we know there's so much space of letting go and really setting ourselves up to move into this new month that's coming of October, which is about new beginnings and fresh starts and really amplified energy of that. Hey Amelia, welcome. Thank you for sharing, Jacqueline. You'll be in the draw to win that amazing numerology consultation. So that's a bit exciting. And I'm going to draw that once a month. So share the post, share this reading, make sure you've liked my page, all of that stuff. And let me know in here so I can put you in the draw. Hey Erin, how you going? Thank you, Amelia, for sharing. You'll also go in the draw. So yeah, this week particularly has really, I can feel this, like burning comes to mind, but it's not burning hot. It's just like frizzly. It's bubbling and it's wanting attention and it's calling and asking me and all of us collectively in this universal space to let go of those things that aren't serving us, to create these boundaries in repelling away the things that we don't want or need or aren't serving us and making space to attract in new things. I actually went and gave this beautiful Symphony of the Cells essential oil application to a really special girl. And when I got there, I dropped the bag of oils and one of them smashed. And that, like, I drop oils all the time. And so it was so interesting. And I've been very heightened and looking at these little things and synchronicities and patterns that have been coming up this week. It was clove oil that smashed, and I smelt like clove all day. Clove is not one of my favorite oils, but it really got me to readjust and have a look at, okay, where are my boundaries and what am I doing and where can I firm those up? Because obviously the universe was calling me and that amazing special woman to have a look at those things. So as we close this month out, I think it's really important to have that heightened sense of awareness of what are the messages the universe is giving you. What patterns are you seeing? Pattern recognition is such a valuable tool, and we sometimes just disregard things. Oh, that was just a coincidence, that just, it doesn't mean anything. You're just looking into something too much. That's not true. Okay, if you notice something, there's something to that. You need to have a look into that and understand, what does that mean? Seek out that information, understand what that means, and then use your intuition to discern and decide what you're going to take on and what you're not, what you're going to let go of. In this age where we look so much to other people for the answers, and we are in a construct that really, really disempowers our own inner knowledge. And it's all about, what course or what book or, information is fantastic, but nothing beats that deep inner knowing of wisdom, of empowerment and intuitive guidance. Nothing ever beats that. So that's what I'm definitely calling in for this last part of the month. And I think that you should definitely be looking at it in that same way. So if you would love to get a little bit of info on, maybe some specifics that you can have a look at. Leanne, you are so right. Nothing is a coincidence. Just feel free to share this post, and then also give me a date of birth so I can, comment in here, shared, and your date of birth, and I will give you a little bit of something. Jess, you are so welcome. I love helping people that help people. You are just this amazing soul. And every time I speak to somebody that knows you, I hear this extra little bit of your story or something about you that you've done for somebody else typically. And it just makes me make more sense of you and who you are, and how you've always been like this. You've always been that caring, loving, beautiful person. And you will always give something. Okay, wait, this pencil's a little bit funny. Hey, Beck, let's do yours. 3/3/22. 12/12. Now that's interesting, isn't it? That duplication, and so that's a pattern there. So that makes it, to me, that stands out as something. We know that the 12 reduces to a 3, and then you've got a 22 in your year. So that's significant. The 1 and the 2, and the 1 and the 2 are so different, Beck, in that the 1 is all about the self. It's the leader. It's the one pushing out in front. It likes to take care of itself, and it knows that it doesn't need anybody else. And then the 2 on the other side of that is so different in that it's all about the other. It's interested in relationships. It wants partnerships. It wants to have that connection and that to and fro that comes within a relationship. So they're like polar opposites almost. And then when you put those two together, the 1 and the 2, they give birth to this 3, which is like a child. It's like bright and bubbly and fun, and it just wants to go out in the world and just party, So you get these opposites that create this, fantastic childlike energy, which is so beautiful and so charismatic and draws people in. So I really feel like for you, Beck, it's looking at what can you let go of in your life that's not letting you have fun, or that you're choosing over that fun space. Because whenever we feel like, oh, we can't do something, that's a choice we're making, because we can do it. We just need to make adjustments, and we need to change things. And I'm not saying it's always easy. It definitely is not, but it's always a choice. Always. One thing that I'm working really hard on this, one thing that just gets me so deep and just creates this feeling in me that I really don't like, and so I'm working on, is disempowerment. I do not like it when people disempower themselves. We always have a choice. And, you know, we can have all of these things happen in our lives. We can have all of this baggage, but we always have a choice on whether or not we be the victim or whether or not we actually do something about it and step into our power and create change in our life. The person I am now is so different to the person that I was, you know, 8 or 10 years ago. And I chose that change, and I chose to really, really work on myself and make some changes. I was actually telling somebody today that Luke, my husband, was actually the one that got me into, you know, this esoteric wisdom and this woo-woo stuff, which is, yes, unusual because typically it's the woman that does that. But he was the one that got me here. He was the one that, you know, started talking about this woo stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I've married a crazy man. And turns out he wasn't crazy, he was right. So there is always space for people to change. Yes, good, Beck. Also, Beck, use your On Guard. Just keep on using it consistently. And you might find you need to ramp up that usage over this next week as the universe really, really drives in that energy of forcing almost us to let go if we are not actively working on letting go. So I hope that helps you, Beck. If you've just joined us, please feel free to share this live and pop your date of birth in the comments, and I will do a little reading for you. I'm just going to go to Jess because she put something up. Jess, you are not crazy. Oh my gosh, Jess, it's nearly your birthday. This week is going to be intense for you. 9, 10. Something else interesting that comes with we have a personal year. So, you know, we know that the universe this year, the 2020 reduces to a 4. And we know that that's all about, you know, form and structure and those daily things that we do to create the life that we have. So, you know, if this year has been a little bit intense for you, then maybe you need to go back and review those things you do every day, because if you don't like where you're at, that just didn't happen overnight. Like that's accumulative. Like you've got to this point because of the things you consistently do, and you can undo it by consistently doing different things. But if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. So, you know, that's I think that this year is so significant of that, and it's made so many people uncomfortable because they've had time to actually review what's going on for them. And, you know, some people haven't liked it. 9, 10, 14. So Jess, you are in a 5 personal year. So this is the reason that I was talking about that is that, you know, you've got your life path and your life lesson. And then another layer of that is kind of like the energy you're sitting within the universe. So the universe is in a 4 and you're in a 5. So the 4 is about those daily habits, the things that we do every single day, that steady and consistent work that we put in. The 5 is about constant change. It wants adventure. It wants to explore. It wants to move and change and be in this constant state of almost renewal. So you might feel like you get itchy feet in this next, you know, trip around the sun for you, because our personal year doesn't run with the calendar year. It runs with our birthday. So for you, with your birthday coming up, Jess, it's going to run around in this loop of the 5. And that's kind of, you will feel an amplification of that probably next year, because the universe will be in that 5. So lots of change, lots of outside thinking, lots of, you know, unique ideas, and attracting in this new energy of, you know, what can I do and where can I go and how can I do things differently? So for you, tapping into that now, you will be ahead of everybody. So, you know, that crazy thinking is not so crazy. And you probably find over the next 12 months that it won't be considered crazy. It will maybe be embraced, or, you know, you will be that catalyst for people in opening their eyes up to this totally different realm and way. So I think that's pretty amazing. You know, even in just with the love and the compassion that you show, it is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Hey, Donna Anderson, I'm going to quickly work yours out now. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for commenting. For some reason, I feel like I need to work out your name. So all our the letters of our name all correspond with a number. And I'm just going to quickly work that out. 7, 10, 14, 5, 7. And then within our name, we have these significant elements. So the first letter of our name is a cornerstone letter, and that gives us significance in, you know, certain strong personality traits. And then also the first vowel of our name. So for you, the D is a 4, and the 4 is a really, really strong and sturdy number. It's so... I think of it as like the building block for a lot of things. And then when we look at the O, which is your first vowel, is a 6. And that's all about the family and that space that we create and that, you know, vision that we hold for the way that our family should behave and the love that we give within that space. It's also about the roles that we play within society. So maybe those masks that we put on. And for you on the inside, so that inner personality is very spiritual, very connected with your intuition, really, really stepping into this space of understanding information, but then connecting up with some type of higher power and actually using that higher power to work out what actually is truth for you and what is not, and then being easily able to let go. So the inner personality is a real seeker. It wants to know, it yearns to discover more. It understands that maybe this superficial reality that's being presented is not all that there is. And then on the outside personality, it's this boundary pushing element where you're seeking and finding on this material plane. So you're pushing in, you're questioning, that asking why is so relevant for you in understanding, you know, what's that perspective and how can I get that? And people might get frustrated with you because it's like, why is she questioning me? But it's not the person, it's the idea. And it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's coming from a place of you wanting to understand. I think that something that you possibly need to look at and understand is the way that you communicate, so that people don't feel like you're criticizing them, but you're just curious, or that you're not trying to cut them down, but you just want to be social and understand and just connect up on a different level. So there's some things that you can have a look at for the connection up with that higher power. Juniper berry or clary sage across the brow is so phenomenally good. I cannot rate that enough in terms of opening up that doorway of perception. And I like to apply it in this like crown-like manner of really calling in and asking and opening up this space. You know, we know that there's so many lifestyle factors, let's call it, that can block this connection that we have. And definitely something that I would encourage is, you know, if you're getting your temperature checked, just get it done on your wrist. You know, we don't need to be firing any type of lasers or anything in this area. That's not a good thing. And you know, I've asked and just said, oh, just do it on my wrist. And they're like, yeah, cool. So all you have to do is ask. And then also I think with this boundary pushing and wanting to understand people, there's an element of self-control that needs to come in there. And cilantro is the oil for self-control. It helps you to take a minute and breathe before you push forward and question and ask. And that's okay, but just taking that minute. So Donna, I hope that's helped you. Now guys, don't forget to comment in here if you've shared this post, and also pop your date of birth so I can do a little bit of something for you. Stephanie, hey, 25th. Oh my gosh, it's your birthday. tomorrow. How cool is that? That is so cool. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a happy birthday one for you. That's 18. That's 9. That's 7. That's 9. It's 20. Okay, so actually I'm also going to do 25th of the 9th, 2024, 9, 7. Because you've got your personal year coming 20. Oh, it's the 2. It's that sensitivity. So it's no wonder that you've started to notice and pick up patterns again, because that sensitivity, that connection up, and that intuitive capabilities, and that just being on the radar and understanding the universe's, pushing you and guiding you. So maybe for you also looking at that on guard, like if if that energy feels too intense, or if it feels as though you're taking on too much, just be careful of protecting yourself. Use your on guard, use your lemongrass to cleanse yourself, or maybe you want to go with something like Purify. I really love lemon tea tree and lemongrass together. It's beautiful. I also love yarrow pom and geranium together as a beautiful, loving and cleansing spray that's a little bit more gentle. And I think, Steph, go easy on yourself. Understand where your boundaries are. Use your clove and really hook up with what's serving me, what's not, what can I push away and make space for something new. You've got this beautiful, beautiful opportunity of the 2 energy coming towards you, which is about new partnerships. It's about making new connections. And the more that you can work on raising your vibration, the more those connections you welcome in will be ones that align with that, which also means you have to make space for those. So maybe that means letting go of ones that aren't serving you. Just looking quickly. Tara, I can pull a card for you, my beautiful friend. Tara is my best friend from high school. Our 13-year-old selves, we were probably 12. We knew what was going on. It's pretty amazing that we are still friends now, and that we just, it's kind of like we're still at high school, except better. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card for Tara because she's beautiful and she's amazing and I really, really love her. And then I'll go back up. Sorry, guys. Oh, Rosemary. Oh my God, Tara, that's so beautiful. This one is so much about transition and change, and allowing yourself to be in that space where wisdom guides you and allows you to step into a new growth, a new phase, a new cycle of your life. So, it's so gorgeous. I mean, it's this queen in the middle of a chessboard and she is owning it. She's draped in violet. Violet is such a healing color. It's so much about transmutation. It's so much about stepping into this new space and sliding in almost with this invisibility. So it's like you're there 1 minute, you're gone, and then you just reappear somewhere else, totally transformed, totally, you've used a butterfly, and it's like that. It's like this butterfly energy that allows you to go within and totally transform and come out the other side. It is absolutely magical. I would start using rosemary like nobody's business. Cook with it, wear it, use it. A really, really beautiful, and this is like super invigorating way to use rosemary, and also nourishing, is to put some rosemary with some coconut oil and just massage it into your scalp, because, it's often our head and this overthinking space that really clogs us down and stops us from going forward and evolving into that space that we need to be in. So put some rosemary in there and just massage it into your whole scalp. And obviously that's like a little bit of a treatment thing. It's not something you're going to do every single day. And you'll just feel that energy that's holding you down or stopping you from moving forward will just be gone. And you'll just be left with this intense sensation of energy just pouring into you. And then also as a daily thing, you know, you can massage that rosemary into your temples or around your hairline. And really, you know, you can pop it in the ends of your hair. It's going to be nourishing for your hair as well. But that is going to absolutely blow you out of the water and just push you to that new space that you need to be in. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to flick back up because I missed so many people. I just don't know where I'm at. No, I've gone past there. Kelly Wade. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm doing. How you going, Kelly? Thank you so much for sharing and popping in your date of birth, 1987. 9/11. Interesting. 9/11. Do you know what I find happens sometimes? This is really interesting for me. I see numbers and I'm like, oh, and in my mind, I feel as though I've told you why that's significant and I haven't. So I'm sorry if I do that, but that's just how my brain works. 27, 9. Oh, okay. So you're a 9. You Kelly Wade, I'm just letting you know that I'm talking to you so that you know. You've got this master vibration. You're born in November, so you've got this master energy that you can tap into. And then when we combine that with the 9 and your life lesson or life path is also a 9, it's very, very intense. And so I have no doubt that right now you would be feeling so many different emotions and maybe there's some confusion that's happening in terms of, why am I feeling like this? Like there could be complete ups and downs and of these highs and lows, or maybe you're feeling really bogged down because there is so much dense energy that feels like it's just making its last grasp at something. And because you are so sensitive, it's probably grabbing onto you. You've also got in your year the 7. So you're connected up. You understand there's these universal powers or these universal laws and ideas, but maybe you haven't quite yet got all the information that you need. You haven't done all of the study or the learning in terms of, and educated yourself in terms of what does all this mean? And that is something that's so important. Like your intuition trumps all things. But unless you actually know what it is that you are connected to or why it is you're feeling like that or how it is you can protect yourself from that energy, then it's very difficult to operate from that space. And you see so many people shut down their gifts because they don't understand from an intellectual standpoint what's going on. Or they just become so heavenly they're of no earthly good. So learn, get books, listen to podcasts, understand what's going on, understand why you're feeling these things. When you go into a new space and you feel something dense or heavy drop on you and you pick it up, then you need to start to understand who's making you feel like that. What situations is that? And start working with some tools that can help you discern other people's energy from your own. You're such a loving and compassionate person that you just pick things up so easily and you unconsciously take on other people's energy in an effort to make them feel good, which then makes you not feel good. So heaps of cleansing. And I just mentioned before, the lemongrass, the lemon and the tea tree is really beautiful and so fresh and uplifting. Bergamot is one that just came to my mind for you in terms of working on the way you feel about yourself in connecting up and understanding that you don't have to take other people's pain. Also like rose or geranium over your heart to keep that open and flowing, or forgive. Forgive is another really luscious and beautiful oil that makes space and opens things up. Hey Holly, how you going? Sorry, Kelly Wade, I hope that helps you. Hey, Holly, thank you so much for sharing and for commenting. I'm going to do a little one for you, and I'm going to do your name. Holly. 8, such a powerful gal. 8 is such a powerful number. And also when we look at, sorry, I just need to do this or I'm going to lose my mind. 19. Some karma there. So the 8, and when we look at the H, it's so strong and solid in the way that it is. And so you've got that energy. You can tap into that whenever you need. You can stand strong and firm in what you believe. And that's a fantastic thing. You just have to make sure that you've got yourself aligned, that you're using your power for good, that you actually understand the power that you hold and how the things that you do can empower or disempower other people around you. So be careful of what you're doing and the way you're connecting up to the universe, and that the way that you're using that you have, and the way that you're sharing that in the world. And if you're not sharing that, this just tapped me on the shoulder. If you're not sharing that, you need to start. You need to open yourself up. You really need to get in this space of understanding your connection with this higher power. And you need to bring that forward. You need to be brave. You need to find your voice. Lavender right here will be fantastic. Ginger right here will be so phenomenal for you. And you'll just feel this inner burning. And I'm talking about a really beautiful fire that will start and bubble up, and you will just express all of that magic out into the world, and you will change people's lives. Absolutely, 100% change people's lives. Hey Chelsea, thank you so much for sharing. I really, really appreciate you for doing that. We've got another amazing master vibration sitting here. We've got a beautiful soul that's come in November and is absolutely bringing in the good stuff. Okay. $26. There's so many layers to this numerology. Isn't it just amazing? Isn't it just amazing? I'm actually in the process of creating a brand new website. Well, I'm not creating it because that is not my zone of genius. I've got a beautiful, beautiful, amazing woman named Jess who's creating it for me. And I cannot wait, because she's told me I need 3 courses to go onto my site. And so I've got 1 and I'm in the process of the other 2, and I've got a book ready to go. So that's a little bit of something exciting that I'll be able to bring and share, which is pretty cool. It's also very challenging for me to actually put everything into a format that somebody else can use and learn. Okay, Chelsea Harshman. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Okay, so that master vibration of the 11 has come through again. And so when we see that, we understand that it's about sensitivities, it's about stepping up, and you will probably see a lot of synchronicities in the universe and signs. So seeing those 1111s, and seeing little smiles from the universe. That's how I see them. It's like a little smile from the universe to say, yeah, cool, you got this. Yeah, cool, you're on the right path. And it could just be, that you notice, you get things, like people just seem to give things to you, and you will just attract abundance in that way. Or it could be that you see those number signs pop up. Or you might see butterflies all the time, or feathers, or, there's lots of different signs in the universe. But for you especially, looking at your relationships and getting a really good understanding on how the things that you do every day determine the way those relationships play out in your life. So if there's relationships that just bring you so much joy and so much happiness, and you're just abundant with people around you like that, it's because that's the way that you are in the world, and that's the way that you put out this vibrational frequency that says to the universe, this is what I deserve and this is what I am going to attract. And so that means that if there's relationships where you feel as though people are overstepping your boundaries or are maybe doing things that you don't appreciate, it's because you're putting out that vibrational frequency that's attracting that into your life. So you need to have a look at, how can I raise my vibration? I've already got this master energy here. I just need to live up to that. Okay, it's already part of your soul makeup. You just need to work out, how can I actually elevate myself into that space? And you can do things like playing music at home that's raising your vibration. It's about all of the things that you expose yourself to in terms of the foods that you eat and the water that you drink, the content that you consume. Is that lifting you up or is that pulling you down? And then, getting tools in your life, crystals and essential oils, and surrounding yourself with people that put you up and not bring you down. That is so, so important. Sorry, I'm just going to flick through. Oh, Kelly, I'm so glad that you absolutely resonate with that and that it's working for you. I'm so lost with where I'm at, so I'm just going to randomly choose. I'm sorry, guys. Michelle Baxter. Okay, let's do your name. 9, 3, 8, 5, 3, 3, 5, 10, 19. So there's that element of karma that pops up again for you. As soon as I see somebody with a 4 in their chart, I feel like I know them because I've got quite strong 4 energy. Oh, and Michelle comes to a 4. That's interesting that I mentioned that. So you might find this year that the things that you do every day are really challenged by this energy that we have in the universe. Or you might find that you have just slotted in so easily. And, if you found that the things you're doing have been really challenged because you've got that strong 4 energy, that's a real calling card from the universe asking you to review those things. It's asking you to look outside that little box that you've put yourself in and see if there's some change that you can bring in. If there's just some simple things that you can do that will up-level your life and help you synchronize even more with the universe. If you've flowed and things have been really easy for you this year and you're like, yeah, cool, I can do that. Yeah, cool, I can do that. Then it's definitely the universe saying, cool, you are living in alignment. You are in this space where you're doing the things you need to do. And now you just need to share that with the other people. Show other people how you live that way. Show other people how they can be consistent over the long term to create the change in their life that they need. You've got that really, really easy 3 energy that comes through in helping you communicate with other people and express the way you're feeling, and then help them hold space for them so that they can do the same thing. And you've also got this energy of being the leader, of being able to step up when nobody else wants to and show other people the way, the path, and the light. So they would be things that I would look at for you. If that control, if that's staying in that space where you find it hard to change is something, I would have a look at using cypress and cilantro. They're 2 beautiful oils to help you release and flow. And then for, that path that can sometimes be lonely up in front where you're leading everybody else, Arbor Vitae is a really beautiful oil that can just comfort. It just brings so much comfort. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous oil. I really, really love it. And I'm just going to have a look at one other quickly here. Where did I see that? Jacqueline. Okay, I'm just going to quickly do one for you, Jacqueline. 27th of the 2nd, 1965. I feel like the 2 energy is really strong with you, Jacqueline. Okay, so I feel as though for you, Jacqueline, it's this like me energy is coming in, and it's maybe asking, okay, what's happening on the other side of that? So what is it that's in your life that's not allowing this me to come through? And how can you create some change and make some space for that to actually eventuate or actually be where it needs to be? They were the big things that came up for me just then. So boundaries is really, really important. So having a look at Clove or On Guard is really vital. Really vital. If boundaries are something that keep coming up and people keep pushing your buttons, it's because you don't have firm enough boundaries in place. So use those oils, tap into to what they're doing. Yarrow Pom, especially on the crown, is a really beautiful way to create some energetic safety around you if you feel as though you don't have the power or the energy to actually step up and put those boundaries into place. And tea tree is so gorgeous to swipe the whole way around your body. It's so fresh, it's so clean, it cuts off all those negative ties that you don't want. Those hooks, I like to think of them as, they're like sticky hooks that just suck the life out of us, and we don't need them. And also getting really consistent with giving people back their energy, and a simple cutting of the cords and a blessing of the energy and a thank you, but I don't need that, is a really nice way to keep people feeling good, but also not taking on their energy. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much to everyone that shared and joined in and commented. So much love and blessings to you guys. Hold on for the rest of September. It's going to be a very intense journey. Look for all of those amazing opportunities to let go of something. When you feel that intensity coming, or whatever that energy is that's really, really forcing you to pay attention, do some practices, use some essential oils, let it go outside, and nature will look after you, and it'll make the ride so much smoother. If you need essential oils, please reach out and I can help you. Or if you would love to do this and just talk about you and your very own personalized numerology consult, then book a time with me and we can do that. I will pop links in the comments for you guys if you want to jump in and have a look at those. Otherwise, have an amazing, amazing, amazing evening. Love you guys. Good night.